Why should you take welding? Well, to give you an example, have you ever seen anyone unhappy on a dirt bike? Well, imagine that dirt bike's a grizzly bear, has an American flag bandana, a mullet, a Led Zeppelin shirt, shooting a bazooka. Well, that's exactly what welding's like. Want to make some money? Boom, we got you. Want to light stuff on fire? Boom, we got you. Want to blow some stuff up? We got you. Want to repair grandma's bike? Boom. We got you. Still not sure? Here's some words from some actual students.
There are companies that will hire you right out of high school, and you can even make $18 to $26 an hour. Not only that, it does wonders for your hair.
But welding isn't just for the guys though, but don't take our word for it.
We give welding 2 thumbs up.
Come join us, learn a fun skill, and get to work on the best equipment in the biz. America.
Hello. If you're watching this, you're one of the lucky few who have made it into my class. This is the disclosure document. We're going to cover all things covered in the boring version of this. I figured I'd go through and film said disclosure document, mainly so that, one, it's less boring, but also there's no miscommunication as far as what's expected of the class, your potential, what are some of the things you get to do in the class. Figured that'd be a lot more betterest than the typical old version. I'm sure you're gonna be happy about that. Like this is what I'm talking about. All right, everybody follow along. Jacob, come on. Parents, guardians, please review and discuss this disclosure document with your students and return with your students signed within 3 days. If you have any questions, concerns, please don't hesitate to call or stop before or after school. All right, we're gonna popcorn read, because I don't want to read this. First one we'll have do it is Jacob. What? All right, I'm sure this should be hopefully a little bit more fun to follow along and watch than the old school method. The course description, this is a beginner, intermediate, and advanced course, and we take you from the basics all the way through to some advanced stuff, but the whole point of it all is to have fun, and my class is a project-oriented program, and everything we do is with that little bit in mind, and every skill, everything we learn is to be able to apply on something in real life, something tangible. Whether it be a cool mini bike, drift trike, trailer, little sculpted art pieces, or even just to hone your skills to go and get a job, which actually I've got a lot of kids who go out and make really good money right out of this course, and we'll get to that. Now, when it comes to your projects, and I'm jumping ahead a little bit here, I don't want any of you to ever think or be worried about paying for a project. Now, I hope that you're watching this video with your parents, because that way everything's all up front and out in the open and we know what's to be expected of the program. But also your parents are the pocketbook, and if you can get them interested in what you're doing, or they know what you could be doing, they are more likely to be willing to help you pay for said projects. Now, I don't want money to ever be a reason why you cannot do a project. In my class, you have countless opportunities to make really good, decent money while you're in school. One of my favorite mottos to say is, you've got to be here. Might as well make some money while you're at it. And because we do have a brand new shop and a lot of really fancy tools and equipment, there are a lot of ways that you can make money in my class. Whether it be building projects like this nightstand, I've had kids build these, and sell them for 125 bucks a piece. There's typically $15 or 20 bucks or so in materials here, and about 2 weeks or so, depending on your skill level, to get it done. I had kids get these done in a class period, and they were making really good money. And then you've got projects like big fifth wheel gooseneck trailers, but our best money makers are things like these cute little signs, right? If you have a grandma or a mom or anybody like that, even dads, I've got some cool stuff that we hang up in garages and things like that. These items this is how you can make stupid money, and I've got videos on exactly how to make stupid money. For instance, if you take and find something cute like this, if you've got a family member that's moved out of state or a missionary or anybody, you can take this cute little sign. There's $2 to $5 in material here. It takes our CNC plasma cutter roughly 1 minute to 2 minutes to cut this thing out. And you can sell them for 15 bucks or something like that. And I've had kids make over $100 an hour in my class making silly little signs like this. I have this family sign, which is somebody cut out and left it here. I don't know why they didn't take it. But if you hop on Etsy and you type in family metal sign, you'll be able to see some of these options. And once you click on them, if you go through and enter in the size you want this, whatever you're trying to buy off Etsy to be, for instance, that one about that size would be $50 to $150 depending on where you're buying it from on Etsy. And that's got $10 or so in material, and you could cut like 15 of them in one class period. Now, the best way to make your money is, and it's kind of why I've made it an assignment, the first project you're going to have to do on our CNC plasma cutter is a family name sign. You'll take your last name and you'll make a cute family name sign and you'll hang it up. And once the neighborhood and the family and everybody sees that, you're going to be bombarded with orders, and you'll be able to make them in class while you're already here. Might as well be making money. And you'll be able to pay for whatever project, whatever car, whatever dumb Supreme beanie that's overpriced you want. You'll be able to basically not even need a job after school because you'll be able to make enough money while you're in school. Now, I've had a kid last year, if you like tacos like me, I mean, you can probably tell, Jurassic Tacos approached one of my students and asked them to build or cut out a sign for their restaurant. And they paid him $400 to cut out this sign for their business. And it took him all but maybe 3 class periods, 400 bucks, boom. And then for every silly holiday, like these Hello Fall or things like that, and I've got some that I'll show you how to make them, but I had another kid who could barely chew gum and walk. And I can say that because he's a good sport about me teasing him. His name's Dakota. But he made, in about a 2-week period, he cut out Jack Skellington heads like 2 weeks before Halloween, and his mom put it on their Facebook Marketplace page. And he made over $1,000 selling these stupid Jack Skellington faces. All right? So money should never ever be an issue in my class. You have every way imaginable to make your own money. Now, yes, the material costs money. The way I work it out, it's kind of like a layaway sort of thing. So you cut up the material, you design it, you sell it, and then you pay for the material. I don't care how much you made on it. All I care about is getting reimbursed for the material costs. That's it. But I will loan it out to you to get started and get the ball rolling. And after that, hopefully you reinvest some of your money back into what you're doing, and then you can just keep it going. All right? Enough about that. Now, because Rona, do you guys remember that thing that happened like last in 2020, but it lasted like 5 years? At least it felt that way. Because of that, we have put all of our stuff online, which is kind of nice. It's allowed me to run it kind of like a flipped program, but what that means is you have to stay up to date with everything I put on Canvas. If you don't, if you miss an assignment, which could be a safety assignment on MIG welding, and when you come to class and everybody, all right, let's go MIG weld, those who have finished their safety test, which you have to get 100% on, let's go out and start welding, and you didn't, well, guess what? You get to sit in the classroom while everybody's out playing with fire and cool things like that. So please, there's no, I'm not gonna keep you from watching all of my videos on YouTube. You can follow and watch and get ahead. They're there for you to watch whenever you wanna watch them. And parents, they're all on YouTube, my CNC tutorials and stuff, because you can download the CAD at home. Mom, Dad, you guys, if you draw something up, send little Billy with a flash drive in, and you can use the machines and stuff too, all for your own liking. It's not just the kids that get to have fun. Now, let's see, on to expectations. No, let's back up. Let's go over job experience. So in my class, I run it like you are employees. What that means is when you come in every day, you have to be on time. I give you time cards. You have to actually clock in every day and log your hours. You get real world experience on how that is when you go out in the real world and start working. A lot of jobs require you to monitor your own hours or keep track of your own hours to submit. I am trying to prepare you for your future, all right? I'm pretty strict when it comes to a lot of different things, especially attendance. When it comes to your attendance and being on time, being punctual, I don't let up on that, all right? Because people are fired every single day because they cannot show up on time, and it's a chronic issue. I would rather you go through the sting in high school and have me, punish you the way I punish you through the class, versus when it's gonna take food off your table. So every student, like I mentioned, is treated like an employee.
Excuse this interruption. New teachers, if you are interested in learning Power School, please go to Kristen Pierce's room. That's B211. Again, if you're interested in knowing about Power School and logging in, etc., please go to B211. Thank you.
Sorry, there was an announcement that came on and interrupted me. But every day you've got to clock in, and I treat everybody like an employee. What that means is you can be written up, all right, for things like insubordination, safety violations, attendance. It's all tied to your grade. Yes, I can attach attendance to your grade. And if you were to get fired, because like in the real world, you usually get 3 strikes, then you're out. What happens is, you've got 2 options there. I will either let you reapply, and you'll have to go through an interview in front of the class to explain why you feel like you deserve the job, even though you got fired because you can't show up on time, blah, blah, blah. It's a pretty humiliating and silly kind of feeling, right? But I'd rather you feel that here in high school than later when, like I said, it takes food off your table. Or 2, if it's for things like goofing off in the shop or safety or bullying or stealing or anything like that, I take those write-ups. It's a way of me tracking you, and I take them up to the counseling office and the administration office, and you're removed from my class. You are legitimately fired. So keep that in mind. I usually haven't had to fire a lot of people, but there are times where I have had to. Let's see. Because this is an elective course, what that means is you have chosen to be here, whether it was you, your parents, the counselor, or you just got lucky, or they just put you in a random class and you're just here like, I have no clue what the heck I'm doing. Cool. But what that means is you don't have to be here. I don't have to pass you. You will earn your grade in my class, and there's no gimmies, right? Just like the real world, I'm not trying to coddle anybody. That would be a disservice to you when you do hit life, because life sucks pretty bad. But like I said, this is a really, really fun class. And if you can show up on time and if you're willing to work, you're gonna have a lot of fun and do a lot of really neat things in my class. You get to play with fire, you get to make money, you get to do a lot of stuff. If you've seen some of these projects I've been cycling through, a lot of these are on our social media pages. I've got Facebook that I was told is for old people, so I don't really post on there anymore. But our Instagram page is pretty fun to go to. Our Instagram is, it's really hard to remember. It's at Provo High School Welding. I know it's like the weirdest, longest name. Oh, here's our YouTube page. It's under my name through the district, so just type in Caleb Money. But this is where you're gonna find all the tutorials on everything, all the safety on every machine I've got, all the dorky videos I've done, whatever. But this is where you're gonna find all the information so that I can run a flipped program, and that means more time in the shop ultimately. That's the whole point of that. But our Instagram page, Provo High School Welding, it's a lot of fun. I like to highlight kids, show off what we're doing in class, show a lot of really cool projects being made. It's a fun one to follow. I really enjoy trying to highlight and show off kids' abilities.
Going down, we go.
Cool projects we do. Another one, this is a drift trike.
I'm coming in.
These are all found on our Instagram page, so you'll be able to. Maybe I'll put it. But follow along, please. I'll also, in the stories and stuff like that, I will go through and I'll put important dates and information like that, like, hey, remember we are doing a field trip, or we're be at this place at this time, or hey, remember to turn in this assignment, or whatever. All right, so follow along, that way you can keep up to date on things. And it's a lot of fun. Let's see. Our class fee, this is the most expensive class in the school to run. Hands down. But, like I said, there are lots of ways for you to pay your own way, but we do have a lab fee that covers your gas you use, the welding wire you use. Some of the required projects that I do have you do, I'll give you, but that comes out of that lab fee and it's $45. So please make it a point to get that paid as soon as you can. But it's not you gotta pay it right away, don't stress about it too bad, but it does need to be paid by the end of the school year. And that money is crucial for paying for the materials for you to get started on any of your projects or things like that. So please make it a point to get that taken care of. As far as the clothing is concerned, we do play with fire and sparks and cool things like that. So Levi's, or just bringing what a lot of kids, we have lockers in here, and what I would recommend is just bringing an old pair of jeans that you don't care about, or buying you a pair of coveralls or what have you. It'll help save the stress, mainly the boys for some reason. I've had kids lose their minds because they got a scuff on their shoe. Whatever. But it is a dirty skill and you'll get dirty every now and then. But I do have coveralls. I do have welding jackets. I do have gloves that you could use. I have a class set of safety glasses that you can use, or you can buy your own. Now, the things, if I were to go out and buy my own stuff for this class, it would be a pair of Welper pliers, it would be a pair of my own safety glasses, it would be a pair of my own gloves, and then that's it. Or you don't have to buy anything and you can see if you like the class and leave it at that. If you do end up really liking it, then you can find your own stuff later on, but it's not required. I've got everything here to keep you safe, to keep you having fun in the shop. So don't stress about not having all the proper safety equipment because I've got it to provide for you. But when it comes to your clothing, like the cute frayed pants with all the cute, like, oh, it looks like you work stuff, but you don't. That stuff, lint catches on fire really, really quick. Your jackets and hoodies and things like that, a lot of kids ask, can I weld in my hoodie? Well, unless it's 100% cotton, you can't. Everything else will melt to your skin, and I don't imagine that tickling or feeling the greatest. So, 100% cotton is what we would use for our top. Closed-toed shoes, I don't want anybody to lose any tootsies. I haven't had anybody lose any tootsies yet, but there are sharp, heavy objects that could be dropped on your foot, but we want closed-toed shoes. It doesn't have to be full-fledged, like expensive work boots or anything like that, just something that will protect your feet. The more solid top, leather top you can get for your feet, or if you go on Amazon and just buy shoe covers, the leather shoe covers, welding covers, then you're good. But what happens is these welding sparks will fly as you're welding, and they can land on your shoe, and then they could melt through your shoe and into your tootsies, and it feels like Chuck Norris is tickling you. It's not the best tickle in the world, but if you can bring an old pair of boots or whatever, you're gonna be that much more set up for success. All right, cell phones. I know a lot of teachers and when we're in the classroom, I do have like a cell phone carrier that's over on the wall. I will require it sometimes, like everybody put your phones over there. And I've got power over there so you can charge your phone. I know that's a big thing. But when we're in the classroom, I really want it to be where you're focused and you're able to listen to the lecture or anything that I need to get through. A lot of times it's because it's safety and I don't want you to get hurt. When we're in the shop, I have allowed kids to wear headphones, but that is a safety violation in and of itself. I usually will bump music, and I play all sorts of music from every genre imaginable. So there's something for everybody. But headphones, I know everything's wireless now, but others that are corded, that can cause its own safety violations. It could get wrapped up in a tool or anything like that. But as far as like headphones go, if you can't hear someone saying, heads up, as something's screaming towards your face, well, sucks to suck. I wouldn't recommend having earbuds in the shop. Unless you were grinding for an extended period of time, you could pop in some headphones. That's a little bit more fun to listen to than your grinding sounds, right? We're just trying to be smart, be safe. If you are caught goofing around in the shop doing something silly or dumb, you will be removed immediately. I have a zero tolerance for any kind of goofing off in the shop because it could really end up in someone getting really, really hurt. I don't want that to happen. I've had a pretty good rap so far of not having any bad injuries. This is my 9th year coming into teaching. I started in 2013. And I've really enjoyed doing what I do. It's been a lot of fun. Since we got a lady up here on the screen, girls, you guys are actually some awesome welders. Women pick up welding a lot quicker than boys do. And in industry, in welding, and across every other trade, women on average make $3 to $6 more an hour than men do. Whether it's plumbing, heating and air, electrician, welding, all of it. Women make more money in welding than men do, or any other trade like I mentioned. And that's because they are fighting to find women in industry, but also women are pretty detail oriented. They usually move up in the company really quick and become managers or things like that. So ladies, don't ever discount it because, oh, it's a boy thing. No, let's show them how it's done, and you can pick it up super quick. Boys at this age can barely hold still long enough to write notes down on paper, let alone apply it on the shop. Let's see if I missed anything. All right, I think I've covered everything that's on the typical disclosure document. I'll attach, or, well, not attach, I'll just put in a video, a highlight reel of our Expo. The Expo happens every year in May, and what this is every student who builds a project in my class has a way and an event to showcase their skills. Not every student is an academic scholar or a football player, baseball, softball, whatever, and this event has a category for everybody. No matter if you build a little sculpted piece, we're even adding a category for some CNC art, things like that. There is a contest for you, and it happens every May, and every other high school in the state's invited, and we all get together and we drag race, sled pull, we do a fabrication contest, a lot of really cool stuff. And I'll just put in at the end here the highlight reel for last year's Expo that covered all the different events. It's really cool. It's something that we look forward to and we work towards, we strive towards every single year. And it kind of helps drive the motivation in the class because everybody wants to prove that Provo High is the fastest, most betterest, coolerest school out there. And we get to go down and put a hurting on other schools. So never hesitate to reach out, to call me, message me through Instagram, something like that. If you need help or questions, email me at calebm@provo.edu. Thank you.
Trike, it's always fun. It's an adrenaline rush. So, the main takeaway I've gotten from welding so far is there's always more than one way to fix a problem.
And everyone's always right about it, but you gotta do what's best for you in that situation.